Hey, thank you for tuning into Creatacast with your host, David Welch. Today's episode is going to be really short. Essentially, what I'd like to do is go over just a few things that are in the works. Now, during our Corona Apocalypse here, I'm going to make a shirt called Corona Apocalypse. This is a good time to dig into your craft. This is a wonderful time to read. If you have any downtime, if you can afford downtime, this is excellent. If you cannot afford downtime, here's what I recommend for those who are like looking to make some extra money on the side. Blogging. It may sound kind of asinine, but put yourself on Fiverr as a blogger because there are a ton of sites out there and a ton of celebrities that need a consistent blogger. And it's something to think about because blogging or just technical writing in general can get you in a really good position to get more clients. And if you do have clients and you're a freelance writer, get FreshBooks. FreshBooks is a great way to consistently invoice, or if you like Fiverr system, stay with that. But if you do have a consistent clientele and you're gathering more clients, it's always recommended that you have some sort of invoice bookkeeping system that's going to keep you on the up and up. You don't want to be audited and have money coming in, you can't explain it. So that's my recommendation for Corona Apocalypse is one, seek out the opportunities yourself. Nobody's just going to hit you up on Twitter or Facebook and be like, here's a job. No, a lot of people are out of work right now. A lot of writers who normally bartend, or even work in corporate America are without work right now. So in order to mitigate or at least stave off starvation, it is behoove you to take advantage of your skill set. And here's what I mean. There are a lot of good writers out there, and there's a lot of creative writers out there. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to publish. That manuscript you've been kind of sitting on your laurels with, well, get it done. The quicker you do so, the more you can put yourself out there. And it is a reflection of the times to do one of two things. You could either quit and resign yourself to, Netflix and, not being productive in your craft and not learning. And something I definitely endorse, reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose, which is a fantastic book. I love and endorse that book all the time. I'm glad it was introduced to me in my undergrad. And then another book that can help you is On Writing. So there's a book literally called On Writing. Can't think of the author's name right now, but it's more for technical writing versus fiction writing. Now, if you're looking for a good fiction writing book, there's a couple character analysis books that are really good. If you need a prompt, the 3 a.m. Epiphany is wonderful. So there are a lot of books out there that can help you forge a battle plan for your writing. But in order to make money, you have to sell content. You have to have something people want. And here's what people want. They want journalism right now. If you're a writer, and even if you have a shitty phone, go take pictures and write an accompaniment to that. If your streets are usually bustling this time of the year and you see people not out there, this is a good time to document that and see if the local newspaper will buy that from you. Sometimes they buy pictures, sometimes they buy articles if it's well crafted, and you just got to think like a journalist. What is newsworthy? Here's the thing that's newsworthy. There are hospitals that you would think would be packed to the brim that are closed right now. Nurses getting fired. Doctors are having their kids taken away. So there are a lot of things that are newsworthy. You just got to get in the mindset of hunting those stories down. Or even if you just do a personal quarantine narrative, people may want to read that, not now, but 10, 15, 20 years down the road, people are going to be like, well, what was that like? You can give a good accounting of it. You can say, hey, for some people, didn't really affect them because, their jobs they could do remotely. They had plenty of money coming in. Everything was good still. They were still able to pay their bills. And then there's the flip side of that where you have millions of Americans and millions of people around the world who can't work, who are sick, who are getting sicker because their stress levels are increased. Crime has increased. Police are not, busting at the normal rate because they themselves don't want to be severely impacted by the coronavirus. So this is a great time to dig into those stories. This is a great time to dig into the stories of people who have gotten sick from coronavirus, beat coronavirus, and are on the other end of it. And then those who are just now getting it. It's great to gather those stories because we're going to learn a big lesson from this, and we're going to be able to account for a lot of the numbers that are missing in the here and now. So if you are creative, and even if you're creative and you have, a great story to tell, even that has nothing to related to the quarantine, tell that story because we need good escapism. We're finding it with Netflix, and we're exhausting Hulu. We're exhausting Netflix. I mean, the Tiger King threw us for a loop. That was awesome. I'm glad they released that. Now, if you have the capability, the wherewithal, and the know-how to put together a documentary, please do so because I find them vastly interesting. We have people in the creative element putting together stories online using multiple different formats. If you're an artist and a storyteller, you could even do your own written audiobook on YouTube, and then people can buy it. If they can download the audio, they can purchase that through iTunes or whatever, and have that book to be able to listen to, or even have an accompaniment to a video. Now, if you have some wisdom or leadership opportunities that you've been able to harness during this time period, please tell us. Let us know what it's about. Forge that leadership book. Forge that, forge on and push through that mental block that says, I can't write right now or I can't be creative, and then make it happen for us. But that's it for my Creatacast today. Just keep on the grind. I am still working, still got to get it done, and you can too. So don't use this time to binge watch everything, though this is a great time to do so. Use this time to write. Use this time to go at writing as awesome and as thoroughly as you can. Love you guys.